Digital Etiquette Super Plan to Supersize Your Business. Annual Challenge Day 117 today. Sharon Hornell-Smith. Today we're talking about a couple of things. I'm going to share one of my favorite tools with you, as well as step 3 of our super framework this month, which stands for P, which is P in super, which is plan your path. And by path, I mean, what is the next step you need to take? So often we get locked in and frozen because we think we have to know the entire path, how we're going to get from point A to point B. How many of you have made a plan and by step 2, you already blew up the plan and had to have a whole new plan? It's one of the reasons I don't necessarily believe in business plans unless you're searching for funding from outside of your organization, because they just are never accurate. As soon as we put a plan or a budget in place, guess what? We've found ways to not meet or make that particular thing. But it does help to have a guideline. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about our communication topic today. We're focusing on communication all this month. We're doing one thing every day to improve our communication as an individual as well as a business. And today's topic is digital communication etiquette. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? Well, it shouldn't be fancy. We need to keep it clear and simple, because digital communication, unless you're doing videos like this, you can't really see the person's face. You can't feel their energy. You only have the written words. And how often do we misinterpret what someone says in a letter or a card or a two-dimensional thing like a text or a letter or an email? I don't know about you, but it's happened to me a lot where I send something off because I tend to be really clear and straightforward and direct, and people took it the wrong way. Of course, I didn't mean it that way, but I learned a long time ago to be more careful in my choice of words, in my choice of expressions. I don't ever use, hardly ever these days, humor or sarcasm in my digital communication, because it just doesn't translate. It doesn't translate. Nobody can see you smiling through the text. Now, I will contend there is some truth behind the energy you put into something. Definitely comes through in the message, but that is so nebulous and so hard for people to duplicate. I don't usually talk about it. So the reason we want to be extra careful with digital communication is because it's so subject to misinterpretation. What happens when people get confused or misunderstood, or they don't understand or take something the way you intend it when you send it? Boom, conflict. Sometimes butting heads, sometimes end of business, sometimes ends of relationship. I'll never forget in high school when my son got broken up with over text. I'm like, who breaks up over text? Now it's probably really common nowadays, but I'm like, wow, how lame is that? Well, then they went on to become really good friends, but it was funny because I remember how heartbroken he was. He's like, she broke up with me in a text. And I mean, how do you respond to that as a mom? That was a whole new situation. All right. So what is this tool I want to talk about? And what is the planning our path? The tool I'm going to share with you goes against what I'm going to say about planning our path a little bit, but not really. To plan our path, we just need to brainstorm options to fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be with this area of communication that we've either set a goal in to achieve by the end of the year, or that we have picked as an improvement area that we really want to fix, usually way before the end of the year, but start improving right now. And again, we want to brainstorm a list, and we'll look at those things tomorrow, but we want to realize that we always have infinite possibilities and a whole lot of options and a whole lot of ways to do things. I don't know about you, but as humans, I think we tend to box ourselves in to thinking we have to do this or that to solve a problem. And it's never true. If you can only come up with 2 options, or if you're catastrophizing and saying, if this happens, it's the end of my business. If this happens, it's the end of the world. If this happens, it's the end of my relationship. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, take 5 deep breaths if you need to, but start over and say, okay, now I'm focusing on the problem and making it bigger than it truly is, because probably in a week from now, you're not even going to remember what it is, much less is it going to ruin your life. All right, so what's this tool? I call it the Lifeline exercise. I share this. I've been forgetting to share some of my favorite tools every month with this year's setup as a challenge, and so I'm trying to remind myself to. And it might feel like I'm doubling up, but I'm not really, because you can use this tool anytime, anywhere, for any area and aspect of your business or your life. And all it is, it's like the old history timelines that led up to wars generally, when we were in school in my day learning about things. And we just put the year you're born or the year your company started or your business started, and then put 2026 and then a big arrow continuing, because we're not going to close our businesses this year, and we're certainly not going to end and be done living this year. So you want to make sure that we have a big timeline. And all you do is you plot different big events and points on that. And then what we do over the course of the year is we look at the timeline events with respect to each of the different areas and aspects of the life framework. Why? Because it shows us patterns and connections. And what can you do when you start to actually see and understand your own patterns and connections? You can build on the ones that are working for you, and you can start to change and eliminate the ones that are working against you. We all have a combination of both. I know it's hard to admit that we're not perfect, but guess what? Nobody is. So why would we expect ourselves to be? Great tool. Try it today with respect to communication. Go, if you started it because you've been with me a while, all you have to do is plot communication points on it and the impact on a positive or negative way that a particular event had on your communication. If you would like me to cover this in like a short workshop, I think it'd be really fun to workshop this tool, because we do use it just about every month of the year. And I think it's so powerful for understanding ourselves better. You want to know how you become the best possible leader you can be? Understand yourself better and realize and continually improve, because that demonstrates and sets the example for everybody else in your organization. All right. So what are we sharing? We are going to share. Oh, I didn't even tell us what we're doing for an action item today. For an action item, I want you to pick one area of digital communication and I want you to review it. Maybe it's just your own personal text, or maybe it's the text from your marketing department, digital chats and things, and look at a couple of those and just review them and see, are they clear? Are they concise? Are they using techniques that people could misinterpret? Are they caring about the other person? Are they giving your customers a good customer experience? If not, time to tweak and change when you have your one thing. All right. If I can help you anyway, hit me up and ask. I have a bit of a golden gravelly voice, but I'm still here, still showing up. Just let me know. One of my reason I end each of these calls with ask is because I am a reformed non-asker. I asked for something yesterday and the person said yes, and I was so excited because I just hadn't been able to reach them. So today, do this. See if it has an impact on you. I guarantee it will. If you do the little things every day that I'm sharing, I guarantee you will not even recognize your business by the end of this year, because it will be so transformed in positive ways, right? We're not doing anything to make our businesses worse. If you would like more of this, if you want to know more about this, if you want to have it at your fingertips every day, hop on over to the Supersize Your Business School platform. On the school platform, I've got a freemium model where you can go and you can find all this and use it and apply it to your business. Why? Because we all need to be self-starters in our businesses. Now, if you want to join us and walk through a more detailed program of that, I am launching it in the next month or so for a few key people that are really ready to take their business to the next level and pull themselves out of the way. I don't know about you, but every time I've looked at my businesses by stepping back, I've realized I am the biggest bottleneck to my businesses. And I want to teach other people how to not be the bottleneck in their businesses too, to create the life that we really love and want, along with the business we really love and want, but in ways that work for us. All right. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.